The family of a young woman found decapitated inside her Waller County home is planning a vigil for her this weekend.
Have you ever wondered about the untold story behind the headlines? The case of a 21-year-old woman from Magnolia, Texas, goes beyond the surface and uncovers the harrowing truth of a decapitated newlywed wife. The name Angy Diaz sparks both interest and discomfort, as her story goes beyond what we can see and uncovers a disturbing truth underneath, where her life was taken in a shockingly brutal way that's hard to understand. The troubling case we're about to explore pushes the boundaries of how cruel people can be and exposes a deeply distressing situation of domestic violence. When the tragic news of Angi Diaz's murder from Magnolia, Texas first broke, media outlets understandably focused on the alleged perpetrator of the crime, her 21-year-old husband, Jared Diaz. However, amidst the sensationalism surrounding her husband's actions, instead of highlighting her name, she was often referred to as the decapitated newlywed wife, a label that stripped her of her identity and reduced her to a gruesome headline. This stark contrast in how the media portrayed the victim and the perpetrator vividly underscores the harrowing realities of domestic violence, shedding light on the darkest depths to which some abusive relationships can plummet. Angy's story serves as a haunting reminder that behind every headline is a human being, and her tragedy calls for a deeper examination of the broader issues surrounding domestic abuse and the urgent need for support and intervention in such cases. 21-year-old Angi Diaz is described by her friends as an individual with an exuding joy, intelligence, and positivity, and possesses a substantial sense of humor, holding the position of the eldest among 4 siblings. She had been diligently pursuing her studies, aiming to achieve the status of an accountant. Acknowledged as a dedicated and compassionate young woman, Diaz adeptly managed 2 employment commitments, solely driven by her devotion to sustaining her family's well-being. However, her path took a turn when she chose to leave her homeland of Nicaragua, seeking to provide enhanced assistance to her ailing mother who was undergoing cancer treatment. In Texas, Diaz had a chance to work at a local meat market and taqueria for over 3 years. She had also achieved a personal milestone by becoming a fitness coach, a goal she had worked hard to reach and was immensely proud of. At the same time, Angy was in a relationship with Jared Diaz, whom they met while working together, and to observers, they appeared to be a happy pair. She was happy, very happy with her husband, Diaz's boss, Veronica Jimenez, said, but there were days when she was different. She was tired, but I wasn't sure if she was tired because of her job or because of her relationship. Little did everyone know, their relationship had hidden complexities and difficulties that weren't obvious at first glance. Someone close to Angy revealed a different side of the situation. They mentioned that Jared frequently displayed strong jealousy, leading them to think that their relationship could have experienced issues related to domestic violence. In October 2022, the relationship story of the couple took an unexpected turn as they got married in a small, private ceremony. This choice surprised a lot of their friends and family, because they hadn't been invited to the wedding. The friend's story showed that the marriage was kept a secret, which made many people close to them feel surprised and not know about this important life event. As per information from El Diario NY, it's reported that the couple had a quiet wedding just 4 months before the dreadful crime took place. During this event, they chose not to extend invitations to any friends, family members, or other close associates. The specific reason behind their choice to keep the wedding so intensely private has remained undisclosed, shrouded in mystery and speculation. It's a decision that has left many wondering about the circumstances and motivations behind it. Why would a couple, in the joyful midst of starting a life together, choose to forego the traditional celebration surrounded by loved ones? Was it a sign of deeper issues within their relationship that they wished to keep hidden? These questions only added to the enigma surrounding the couple's life together. In a surprising turn of events, it was later revealed that the identity of Angy, the bride, was disclosed by the judge who officiated the ceremony. This revelation occurred through a post on Facebook, raising further questions about the couple's desire for privacy and the intricate details of their relationship that had remained concealed from the public eye. Unfortunately, things take a horrible turn for her. because a mere 3 months after her wedding, Diaz's life was suddenly and brutally cut short, creating a very sad and heartbreaking situation where her extensively harmed remains were located at the residence shared by the couple. January 11th, 2023, is the date that will forever remain ingrained in the memory of Anggy Diaz, serving as a grim reminder of the day he perpetrated the abhorrent act that resulted in the brutal and violent end of his wife's life. The distressing killing of Angi Diaz has triggered feelings of anger, sorrow, and numerous questions about her short but turbulent marriage. This tragic incident has led to widespread contemplation as society tries to understand the complex emotions and events that shaped her life and culminated in this heartbreaking outcome. On the afternoon of Wednesday, January 11th, 2023, at around 4:30 p.m., deputies from the local law enforcement agency received a distressing call that prompted them to swiftly attend the residence of the couple. The call was in response to a report of a deceased woman. As they arrived at the scene, officials were met with a somber and unsettling sight. Within the confines of the residence, situated near her in-laws' dwelling, they discovered Diaz's lifeless body. This heartbreaking incident not only marked the end of a young life, but also raised questions and concerns about the circumstances surrounding her untimely death. The entire community was left in shock and mourning as they grappled with the profound sorrow and the mysteries surrounding this tragic event. Angi Diaz's life came to a devastating end at the hands of the person who should have been her protector and companion. The circumstances surrounding her death are deeply disturbing and serve as a grim reminder of the importance of addressing domestic violence and promoting healthy relationships. The incident unfolded at a location on Oak Hollow Boulevard, situated to the west of Magnolia, where Angi Diaz's lifeless body was discovered within a secondary residence on the property. Court documents have revealed the gruesome details of the crime scene. Angi Diaz was found lying near the bed, her body surrounded by a pool of blood and her back marked by multiple stab wounds. Even more horrifying, the documents mention the presence of what seemed to be Angi Diaz's severed head in the shower. Law enforcement, led by Sheriff Troy Grisly, diligently investigated the crime scene. Their findings indicated that a kitchen knife had been employed as the weapon in this brutal murder. The fact that all the pieces of evidence were meticulously collected and submitted underscores the seriousness of this tragedy and the commitment of the authorities to seek justice for Angi Diaz. Just before 4:30 p.m. of January 11th, 2023, Sheriff Troy Grisly of Waller County offered detailed perspectives on the unfortunate event that unfolded at the dwelling situated on Oak Hollow. This occurrence led to the timely arrival of law enforcement personnel. Upon their arrival at the scene, deputies located Angi Diaz in their home, situated adjacent to the residence of the suspect's parents. Grisly further elaborated that the preliminary investigation indicates the employment of a kitchen knife in the tragic death of Diaz. He also acknowledged that there had been previous instances of disturbance reported from the same household. However, the sheriff noted that none of these prior incidents had exhibited a comparable magnitude of violence or resulted in such dire consequences as the present one. That's the world we live in today. It's a gruesome scene, Grisly said. Both sides of these families will be altered by it. Amidst the ongoing efforts of the police to gather evidence and decipher clues, a specific CCTV recording unveils a sequence of events. In the footage, Anggy Diaz can be observed entering the establishment where Angi Diaz was employed. He nonchalantly pilfers a beer from the premises and subsequently proceeds to consume it outdoors, as detailed by reports from Houston's Fox station. The captured video footage, originating from Angy's workplace at the Cheppy's Meat Market, provides a visual account of events. It depicts Diaz's vehicle pulling into the vicinity at around 11:40 a.m. on the same day Angi Diaz was found dead. Attired in a t-shirt and jeans, Diaz is featured in another portion of the footage where he is seen retrieving a beer from a refrigerator. With a relaxed demeanor, he proceeds to amble past the store's counter before making his exit from the establishment. Subsequently, he leisurely engages in consuming a beverage within the boundaries of the parking lot. Furthermore, the situation took an even more obvious turn when he posted a video emphatically stating, "She is mine," across various social media platforms. This unexpected proclamation raised eyebrows and led to widespread confusion among those who saw it. The peculiar aspect was that there seemed to be no prior discourse or doubt about their relationship status. The friend, who shared these details and preferred to remain anonymous, expressed their confusion. The friend, reflecting on their memories of Angi Diaz, couldn't help but consider the possibility that Diaz had been grappling with domestic violence issues at home, suffering in silence. Looking back at how Diaz had carried herself, always putting on a brave face and rarely divulging personal problems, it made the friend wonder if Diaz had been living in fear, reluctant to admit any difficulties within her relationship. Their friendship deepened during the time they spent working together, sharing both professional and personal aspects of their lives. However, now, the friend couldn't help but feel a sense of regret, wondering if there were signs they had missed or opportunities to support Diaz that had been overlooked. In one instance, Diaz and her friends had seen each other again at a fun Christmas party just a month ago. At this party, something unexpected happened. Diaz left suddenly, and it was worrying. Talking about what happened, the friend said that the party had been lively until Diaz left looking upset. It's possible that Diaz pretended everything was fine in her relationship, which might have stopped her from asking for help or telling others about her problems. Also, Diaz used to talk to her friend a lot about her future dreams, particularly her strong desire to have a family someday. However, when they discussed her hopes of becoming a mother, her friend became worried about Angy's happiness and safety. In these honest talks, the friend found herself giving words of advice, suggesting that Angi should be cautious and not rush into starting a family without really understanding her partner deeply. In addition, a person who doesn't want to reveal their name also believes that Angi could have faced violence in her own house. This friend says she never talked about any issues. Maybe she felt shy about saying her relationship wasn't amazing. So it seems like Angi didn't want her friends and family to know that she was being hurt in her own home. They thought that Diaz's situation showed that her relationship might have become even worse and ended tragically. Now, did Angi drop clues about abuse on social media? On Angi's official Facebook page, among her various posts and updates, there was a curious video that caught the attention of many. In this video, the adorable and whimsical character Olaf from the beloved movie Frozen took center stage. What made this video intriguing was its content. Olaf was narrating the entire plot of another iconic Disney film, The Lion King, in just 1 minute. At first glance, this might appear to be a lighthearted and unrelated piece of content in the context of the tragic circumstances surrounding Angi's life and death. However, upon closer examination, it's worth taking a closer look. What caught the attention of those who follow her on social media was the description she added to the video. In her post, the young woman wrote, "I can't leave without first sharing this." This statement has left her friends and people who are close to her quite concerned. Some of them believe that this could potentially be a hint of something more serious. Angi's decision to share this whimsical video could hint at her desire for moments of escape from the troubles she may have been facing. It's a reminder that behind the public personas and social media posts, individuals often hide their struggles and seek moments of happiness, however brief they may be. In a way, this seemingly unrelated video offers a glimpse into Angi's world, where even in the face of difficulties, she found moments of respite and laughter. Angi's post has sparked conversations among her friends and loved ones. They are starting to wonder if this seemingly innocent video and her choice of words might be a hidden message, possibly indicating that she is struggling and might be thinking about saying goodbye. Waller County Judge Trey Duhan, who officiated the wedding ceremony for Angi Diaz and Jared Diaz in October of 2022, took to Facebook to express his sorrow over the tragic turn of events. He recalled his interactions with the couple during their brief time together, highlighting them as a young and amiable pair. The news of this dreadful incident has left him, along with many others, deeply saddened and astonished. His thoughts and prayers are extended to the grieving families of both Angi Diaz and Jared Diaz. It is believed that Angi Diaz was killed a day before authorities discovered her body. Later that day, the 21-year-old husband, Jared Diaz, was interviewed by cops, and confessed to the killing, Grisly revealed. Jared Dicas was arrested and accused of committing first-degree murder, where he could be sentenced to spend anywhere from 5 to 99 years in prison. A Waller County judge has acceded to the request put forth by the district attorney, resulting in the augmentation of Jared Dicas's bond about the profoundly distressing demise of his 21-year-old spouse. Dicas, who had previously been detained on a bail amount of $500,000, saw the district attorney, Sean G. Whitmore, assert that this sum was inadequate for the circumstances. Whitmore advocated for a bond increase to $1 million, citing the egregious character of the decapitation fatality of Angi Diaz, which occurred within the confines of the couple's residence in Waller on January 11th. The district attorney also pointed to the defendant's history of belligerent conduct stemming from a prior arrest on charges of driving while intoxicated, DWI, which transpired 2 months before the demise of his wife. As per court documents, Dicas had engaged in threatening behavior towards a Magnolia police officer and individuals associated with the Montgomery County Jail. Official records indicate that Dicas had been released upon posting a $1,000 bond in connection to the DWI charge. During the recent bond hearing, which transpired on Tuesday, Dicas was visibly emotional and tearful throughout the proceedings, necessitating the judge to provide him with a tissue at one juncture. Following a comprehensive review of arguments presented by both sides, the judge concurred with the district attorney's viewpoint and subsequently elevated Dicas's bond to $1 million. Additionally, the judge issued a directive for a psychological assessment to be conducted on the defendant. In line with the case, femicides have been on the rise this year, and the police consider this a possible motive for Dicas killing his wife. In the first half of 2023, 7 femicides have been reported. Among these cases, 5 occurred in other countries and 2 in Nicaragua. Just between January 8 and 12, 5 Nicaraguan women were killed, 3 in Costa Rica, 1 in Guatemala, and 1 in the United States. The victims were identified as follows: Evelyn Fatima Gonzalez Zeledon, 46 years old; Maria de Los Angeles Larios Sanchez, 46 years old; Maria Auxiliadora Lopez, 37 years old; Grisly de Los Angeles Guerrero Torres, 34 years old; and Angy Diaz Rivera, 21 years old. Just as Angi Diaz's life story encourages us to reflect on the preciousness of life and the value of relationships, it's imperative to draw parallels between her tragic fate and other similar cases that have shocked our conscience. The harrowing circumstances surrounding Diaz's untimely death resonate with the distressing incident involving an Iranian woman named Mona Haydari and others like her. These cases, separated by geography and culture, share a common thread of violence against women, underscoring the urgent need for empathy and change. Diaz's remains were sent to her home country of Nicaragua, where her friends and family were united in grief and a shared sense of loss. As those who grieve prepare to bid their final farewells, plans are being made to lay Diaz to rest in the vicinity of Houston. This decision holds significance, as it allows her to find her final resting place near her mother and aunt, where she will forever remain in their hearts and memories. During her funeral in Magnolia on Sunday, Diaz was fondly remembered by an aunt as a divine angel bestowed upon the world by God, whose infectious happiness and radiant smile left an indelible mark on everyone she encountered. In the aftermath of this devastating incident, the stories emerging about Angi Diaz's dedication to her family and her resilience in the face of challenges serve as a poignant reminder of the strength and compassion that resides within individuals. Her life story calls upon us all to embrace empathy, kindness, and the spirit of solidarity as we reflect on the preciousness of life and the value of relationships.